New this school year is in order to get any results from any ICAs or IABs, teachers will need to go to the California Educator Reporting System, so CERS. You can either just click right on there, or if you're on the Smarter Balanced Interim Assessments, you can click there. But I'm going to show you here. There's two options. To get the actual results from your students or your school students, you would select this button. I'm going to actually do this sandbox training tool. It's a great resource. A username and password is not required. And if you don't already have any IAB results, you won't be able to see them, obviously. But in the sandbox, they have some fictitious ones. So I'm going to go in as a teacher, but anybody can choose any of these. You can see what you can, what results you'd be able to see at any given level. I'm going to enter CERS Sandbox as an elementary school teacher. Now, for our district, you wouldn't see these assigned, or you would see assigned groups, but it would say your name. You would only be assigned your students. If you are missing students, or if your PLC would like to see all of the grade level, work with Katie Galt, me, and the data department, and we can create some of those groups. Site coordinators can also create those groups, but by default, you only have access to your students, your classroom students that you serve in either your self-contained classroom or in your ELA or math period. So I'm just going to go to 5th grade. And then I'm going to click up here where it says View IAB Dashboard. And it's going to show any IABs that the students have taken. I can filter it by math or by ELA. By school year, I'm going to just choose this school year. So I'm going to choose the math performance task right here. When I click on it, you can see the check mark, and then I can click View Assessments. Now, one thing to note is scores will only populate here when they have been fully hand scored. Any IAB that requires hand scoring, so the performance tasks do require hand scoring, no results will be shown for any of it until all of it has been properly hand scored. Okay. Now, here are different sessions. If you had different periods, you could choose whichever period you needed, or the date and the different sessions for the test administration. You can also see the results by student or by item or by the distractor analysis. So for example, if I wanted to look at by item, I can also sort these. So I can see, oh, how many got a 0, how many got a 1. Oh, this one they did really well on. They scored a 2. Let's see what that is. And I can drop down and see the item viewer, as well as, so here's the viewer itself. Here's the rubric, if it's available, and then any item information. And then again, the student responses for individually for that particular item. So you can use any of those drop downs. Same drop downs apply for the student. You can see the test history, the full IAB report, or just the responses from this particular IAB. Okay, I'm going to go back to this group. You can also see them displayed as a percent, as a number. Go ahead and just kind of fiddle around and play and see what you can see. I'll show you now the IAB for ELA. Same thing. It doesn't go anywhere. You have to click, make sure it's chosen, and then click View Assessments. And here you can see a more detailed, again, by percent or by actual number of students. They're only showing 8 students. We know that the majority of you have way more than that. The other key feature is this Instructional Resources. So each of the IABs have an Instructional Resource playlist, the Connections playlist, that will link you to the Tools for Teachers. Tools for Teachers might ask you to sign in. You would just use your same email address. It will then kind of populate and go over and make sure that you're signed in to Tom's or to the overall single sign-on. Excuse the wait. I'm going to come back here and now click on the Connections playlist so it will actually open. So here's the 5th grade performance task. It shows, hey, if you have some students who are scoring at these levels, here are some different resources for research, analyzing information and sources, research using evidence. the informational opinion, the transitions. Here's some different ideas, as well as all of these resources on the side. A lot of these are full lessons, activities, performance task examples. So you can click on any of these, and there's a lot of different resources that are available. And again, that was from CERS, the reporting system. When I find a performance task or any of the IABs, so it could just have been an IAB just on fractions, for example, and it would have the instructional resources, tools for teachers, connections playlist linked right in there. Okay, so this is new. We haven't really ever used CERS before, but this is where you will find any results from any of the IABs, keeping in mind that any that need to have hand scoring, the results will not be in there until they have been hand scored. Thanks.